Attention to orders. The President of the United States takes pleasure in presenting the Bronze Star Medal to Sergeant Barry Noble Hart, United States Marine Corps, for service set forth in the following citation. For heroic achievement in connection with combat operations while serving with Headquarters Company, Headquarters Battalion, 1st Marine Division in the Republic of Vietnam. In the early morning hours of 23rd April 1970, Sergeant Hart was awakened by an unknown intruder into the billeting area he shared with several other Marines. When confronted by Sergeant Hart, the intruder dropped the satchel he'd been carrying and fled. Sergeant Hart immediately jumped on top of the satchel and covered it with his body. When the satchel did not detonate, he carried it outside, tossed it away, and went in pursuit of the intruder. Although the intruder escaped, the military police recovered the satchel and confirmed it contained explosives. By his bold action, self-sacrifice, and complete dedication to duty, Sergeant Hart reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the Marine Corps and the United States Naval Service. Signed, for the President, by the Secretary of the Navy, the Honorable Richard P. Spencer.
See, nobody ever stands for me. Brent Krider, the mayor of Hendrick County, could not be here today. He apologizes. He had another family commitment. So he chose me. I have no idea why. Just happened to be at the right-hand side at the wrong time, I suppose. But he did make a proclamation, and I will read it and quote him and not interject any words that's not supposed to be there. County of Henry, Office of County Mayor, proclamation in recognition of Barry Hart. Whereas good citizens of Henry County, Tennessee are our most valuable resources, and each is appreciated for the valuable contributions he or she makes to our community. And whereas Barry Hart is an integral part of our community and with his enthusiasm and good works for civic contributions. And whereas Sergeant Barry Hart of the United States Marine Corps did, on 23rd day of April 1970, perform a gallant and courageous act of valor in Da Nang, South Vietnam. Whereas Sergeant Hart, in the true character of a U.S. Marine, placed his life in peril to save the lives of comrades of the 1st Marine Division headquarters in Da Nang, South Vietnam. Whereas this act of valor has gone unrecognized for over 48 years and is now being brought to the attention of the citizens of Henry County and our nation. Whereas Sergeant Hart is to be presented with the Bronze Star Medal with a V device for his unselfish and tremendous act of bravery to save the life of his fellow bunkmates. Whereas the citizens of Henry County wish to honor and recognize this man for recognition as one of the true men of valor that represented our county admirably during the Vietnam War. Now, therefore, I, Brent Greer, by virtue of authority invested in me as Henry County Mayor and in recognition of this valiant man who is to receive this long and overdue deserved honor, do hereby proclaim November 10th, 2018 as Sergeant Barry Hart Day in Henry County and urge the citizens of Henry County to pay due honor and express their gratitude and appreciation to Sergeant Hart for this great honor to receive on this day. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the great seal of Henry County to be affixed in Henry County on this 10th day of November 2018, signed by the Honorable Brent Greer, County Mayor.
Randy, I appreciate that. I wasn't expecting that, but I appreciate it. And you can pass along my thanks to Brent when you see him. What a great crowd. I appreciate you guys coming out today, not just for me, but for the veterans. This is Veterans Day. And what a wonderful way to celebrate and to honor veterans and to be here, listen to some great music, some good words from my son, and hopefully some good words from me. I'm a retired pastor as well, so I'm going to ask the ushers if they would come forward. Take up an offering. You know I'm kidding, right? Okay. I do want to say before I begin my remarks, Matt, I thank you. And I looked up, before I came here, I knew that you'd probably mention the word hero, and I looked it up online. There was a picture of a sandwich. So, that's the Marine Corps dictionary. I accept this medal with a great deal of humility. It's been said that I'm not a very humble person at times, and I may not be, but today I'm humble. And although this is an award that's given for heroic action or achievement, I don't consider myself a hero in any sense of the word. I was just doing something that Marines are taught to do. For 10 weeks. Now, I'd had a discussion with this with my drill instructor, last night. I thought it was 12 or 13 weeks, and he said, no, it was 10 weeks. Man, it sure felt like 13. But for 10 weeks, I was taught to follow the core values of the Marine Corps: honor, courage, and commitment. And learning and living by these values not only transformed me into a basically trained, morally conscious Marine, but made me a better American, a patriot. With other recruits, I learned the importance of discipline and teamwork and responsibility to duty. Part of that duty was the obligation to live for every Marine and to die for every Marine if it was necessary. I'm proud to have served this great nation as a Marine in peacetime and in wartime. And I have a few individuals that I'd like to thank publicly. First, I'd like to thank my son, Matt, for making himself available to speak at this program and to present this medal with the help of two of my other sons, Josh and Nathan. Folks, I'm telling you, that's priceless. There are several family members and friends who have traveled a great distance to be here, and for that I am thankful, and I'm honored by your presence. There are those that set this time aside in their busy day, Marine Corps' 243rd birthday, to bear witness, and I'm truly thankful for you honoring me with your presence. I've had a lot of calls, a lot of emails, a lot of texts, cards, and personal conversations from those who could not be here today. And I thank them for that. I'm a man who is blessed beyond measure. In 1963, when I first saw my late Uncle Noble, Hart, in his dress blue uniform, I wanted to be a Marine. That's all I could think about. Uncle Noble enlisted early, some say 15, 16 years old, and served in World War II, Korea, and in Vietnam. He retired as a master gunnery sergeant, and when he passed away a few years ago, I was honored to preach his funeral sermon. He was a man I admired and respected, and I wanted to be like him. In 1964, my brother Gene enlisted in the Marine Corps. He served at least 2 tours of Vietnam that I know about, maybe more. Endured some of the toughest combat situations of that war and came back home as a decorated Marine. I don't know if he realizes or not, but his footsteps were the ones I followed when I enlisted in 1967. He set a good example for me, an example of courage and commitment, and I thank him for that. In 1967, I was introduced to even more footsteps. These were yellow. They were stenciled on the tarmac in front of the receiving station at Paris Island. That's where I first met the late Gunnery Sergeant Fred Blackwood, Staff Sergeant Louis Sells, and Sergeant James Spitzes. These 3 Marine drill instructors were the ones who are responsible for who I am today. They found something in me that they could work with, and over a period of 10 weeks, they molded this lump of West Tennessee clay into one of the world's finest fighting machines, the U.S. Marine. I visited Gunnery Sergeant Blackwood before he passed away in 1992 and told him how much I appreciated his leadership and professionalism and dedication to his duty. And I want to say today, thanks for social media. I know that sounds odd. Facebook in particular. As my son alluded to earlier, a few years ago, while doing some research on the book I was writing, I was able to get in contact with Sergeant Snitzus on Facebook, and we stayed in touch, and we've become friends over the years. And since I mentioned Facebook, I also want to point out that Larry McCartney, Larry, can you stand for just a second? Larry McCartney, when I was doing some research for another book and some things I was working on with my friend Earl Harris, he put me in touch with Captain Don Greenlaw. This is been about 10 years, 8 or 10 years ago. And also he put me in contact with Frenchie, who I'll talk about in a few minutes. And he was really the guy that got the ball rolling on this whole thing, because if I hadn't contacted him or was able to get in touch with him on Facebook, this would have never happened. And so I thank you, Larry. I appreciate it. Semper Fi, brother. I had a wonderful dinner last night at Carmax and with my drill instructor, Sergeant James Snitzus. We had a great time. We had a great time. And I have to say this. Sir, the private requests permission to speak to the drill instructor, sir. That's the way we communicated back then, wasn't it? Seriously, Jim, I want to tell you how much I appreciate you and the sacrifice that you and your wife made to come up here, be a part of this. I'm honored that you were here. Thank you. I would like for you to stand so I can applaud you. Captain Greenlaw that I mentioned earlier, I think my son mentioned, when I spoke with him, been about 5 years ago now, he was 85 years old. And when I called him, the first thing he asked me was about, he said, "Did you ever get that award?" I said, "Sir, what are you talking about?" And he started talking about it. And I said, "No, I never did." And he said, "Well, I'm not going to tell you what he said." But I'll paraphrase. He said, "I'll take care of that." And so he did. And when Secretary of Navy called me a couple of 3 months ago with the advance notice, I called Captain Greenlaw and told him, because I knew he was pretty sick. And he said he appreciated me calling, and then a couple of weeks later he died at the end of September of this year. In 1969, I volunteered for Vietnam. I wasn't going to tell you why, but I might as well since I'm telling everything else. A high school friend of mine, whose brother is here today, Earl Harris, joined the Marine Corps after I did. And he went to Vietnam, and after he got out of boot camp and infantry training, I guess was in Vietnam a couple of months maybe, and got killed in the Tet Offensive in February of '68. Well, that saddened me more than anything I've ever been through. And so I searched my heart and soul, and I remembered my Marine Corps training from boot camp, our commitment to each other, and how how bad Marines were, individually and as a corporate body. And so I guess foolishly I thought, well, shoot, the war's going on. They only need one more Marine over there. I'm going to go. So I had to call Congressman Ed Jones, and he got me orders. And I went. That's when I first met Rex McBee. Rex, raise your hand there, buddy. And met Rex McBee, Armand Gravel. I didn't know who Armand Gravel was until he said his name was Frenchie. I knew Frenchie. So, knew him, Dennis Underwood, Patrick Hunt, just to name a few of the guys that I served with. And there were a lot of others. We became lifelong friends. I can pick up the phone today and call Rex, so I don't have to call you right now because you're right here. But I can pick up the phone any day other than today and call you, and he'd be here in a minute or so. He lives in Lexington, so it's probably, what, an hour? Okay, so he'd be here in an hour. So I'm just saying that's the kind of relationship people have in the military and in times of combat, in war zones. Like most everyone, I guess, when we get together, we talk about those days, and sometimes we end up reliving some of them. And but I'm thankful for their friendship, and I'm so glad and so blessed to have had that caliber of Marines watching my back. And I watched. I'm not saying wash. I'm saying watched. So we watched each other's back. I love those guys. My uncle, my brother, my drill instructor, my Vietnam buddies. And what I learned from them is going to stay with me for life. I'm going to finish by saying this. I suppose when my sons were born and they were old enough to understand me, I taught them to be respectful to our flag, to stand with the flag, to salute the flag, to respect our national anthem, to salute when the national anthem is played. I was a little bit disturbed earlier, Mike, where are you? There you are. When y'all were playing, warming up earlier, they started playing the national anthem. I stood at attention and saluted. Then they stopped. And I'm thinking, okay. And I started to walk away, and they started playing again. I turned around and somebody, I don't know who it was, came up to me and said, "This is not for real." But I'm telling you, when I hear that song, when I was telling Matt while they were playing, it stirs something up in me. And those of you who have served in the military, or those of you who have known someone in the military, knows what I'm talking about. It stirs something up in me. I love this country. But I told my sons, there have been men and women that have given their lives for the freedoms that we have. And it's incumbent on every generation that follows us to teach patriotism, to teach respect for the flag, to stand up when they're at the flag, to salute when they hear the national anthem. It'll make a better America. Sacrifices will be required. And sometimes sacrifices will be exacting. But that's who we are. That's who we are. We're Americans. And we must be willing to make those sacrifices. I'm not a hero. I was just a Marine doing my duty. The real heroes are the ones whose blood has stained the ground in places like Yorktown, Gettysburg, Bella Woods, Normandy, Iwo Jima, Kabul, Fallujah. I could go on and on. And those heroes are also the ones who are buried in places like Arlington, Quantico, Luxembourg, Harper's Crossroads, and Beaver Dam Cemetery in Buchanan, where Earl is buried. Earl was a true American hero. Thank you for coming to salute the veterans today. I salute you. I thank you for your service. I thank you for your sacrifices, and I thank the families of veterans who have sacrificed as well. May freedom always be our goal, and may fix your bayonets always be our battle cry. God bless the United States of America. God bless the Marine Corps, and God bless each one of you here today. Thank you. I forgot to make one announcement. Following the conclusion of this program, we're having a reception dinner out at the Church of the Nazarene, and I don't know how many people are here, but hey, everyone's invited. If we have to eat a half a sandwich, we'll just do that. But we've got enough for like 130 or 40 people out there. and maybe more. So feel free to come out. It's on Highway 218 bypass. Everyone's welcome. Love to have you. Okay? Thank you for coming.